Are we on? Are we on or are we off? Let me have a look. I'm just checking on my phone. If you can see me, please let me know in the comments. Oh, I can see myself on my phone. I think I'm on a bit of a delay. Let's see where we are. We'll just wait for a few people to come on. I think we're on a bit of a delay. So, welcome. Welcome to TravelON Talk Thursdays. What can I say? I told you I'd be here on a Thursday, didn't I? Let me know in the comments. I'm just going to move your comments just to the top here because I've got some really, really cool stuff going on here. This could all go wrong. I could completely and utterly go offline because I'm using a special streaming software. So let me know. Let me have a look at the comments first of all. Hi, Neil. How are you? Please let me know if you can hear me all right. So we've got loads to discuss today and it's going to be a bit interactive. We've got a bit on the news. Very quiet, is it? Let's have a look. See if I can get that volume turned up. It shouldn't be quiet. Let's see if I can go. Oh, I know why. Is that better? There you go. Look. There you go. That should be better. Coming through loud and proud to Glasgow. Fantastic. So I've got your comments up the top. I'm using some special software today. So we're going to discuss some things that are happening here in Lanzarote, some things that have been in the news because there's been a lot in the news in Tenerife and here in Lanzarote as well. Answer any questions. So if you're coming to the island, I'll be able to show you where you're stopping, I think, if this works. Like I said, we're going to try and get a little bit technical tonight. So I hope you're all ready. Sound not great. It's quiet. Oh, well, there you go. Let's have a little look at this. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Let me see if I can turn that up and turn that up. That might be a little bit better. And let me bring the microphone a little bit closer. Much better. There you go. Look, I just had to turn it up full, didn't I? But now it's looking like it's well full. It could have been when I was dusting it down. Did you all have your volume turned up really high then, and then I've just deafened you all? I can see that it just needs to be turned down just a little bit because it's in the red here. Oh, my mother's on. Good evening, mother. I better behave myself. Right, so let's have a little chat, a little rant about a few things. Well, there's not much to rant about. What have I been up to today? Oh, well, I put some stuff up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. That's the last time I'm ever going to do that. I tell you what, I'd rather give it to charity. Because the amount of idiots that have messaged me asking ridiculous questions, offering ridiculous prices, and then asking 20 questions and then just disappearing. No more marketplace for me. If anybody wants 2 office chairs, come round and pick them up. They're on me. Can't be bothered. There you go. So somebody said that's turned down. So I've got your messages right at the top here. So I'll be able to have a little look at those. Let me just see if I can do anything with that. Let me see if I can move it. Oh, I can actually put it right over my face, which is perfect. And that stops me. That means I have to look at the camera as well, which is good. So let's have a little look in the news. So big news. Well, there was something in the Daily Mail. Check that out. Did you see that? Did you see what I just did there? There was something in the Daily Mail. I just want to see if this is working now. Can you see anything here? 1 second. I'm on a delay. I'm watching on my phone. Welcome to Facebook Marketplace. Indeed, Mark. Indeed. So you should see this now. We're on a proper delay here. Let's just have a little look here. So I am going to show you a few things. So news from Lanzarote and the Canary Islands, and this is something I discussed on one of my live walks, and that is the graffiti that's around. Now, it's not here in Lanzarote, but it's obviously very prominent in Tenerife. Tenerife's a bigger place, and it's basically saying tourists go home. So there's a lot of graffiti going off around saying tourists go home, we don't want you, and there's a number of reasons for it. Some reasons are valid and some reasons are not. So I just want to sort of put your mind on it, put your mind at rest about it, because obviously it's the Daily Mail and it's the mainstream media. So we can't be listening to that, can we? But you can see here it says that the tourists go home. These are the sort of somebody's even made a template and a spray painting it around on the walls. So why are they doing this? My misery, your paradise, that one says. So and then the average salary in the Canary Islands is 1,200. That's a lie now, because that has seriously gone up with the amount of tourists that have been over. In saying that, it's probably sort of entry level salary in some of the big hotels and stuff. So the reason they're saying this is because there's nowhere for people to live, and it will bring me on to another story in a minute. So let me just get back to this scene. So I don't know what you think of this. So there's very little places for people to live, and this is because everybody's renting their accommodations out for holiday homes. And I'll give you an example. I went to a meeting in Arrecife yesterday with my accountant, and they're in like it's like a block of flats in Arrecife, but one of the blocks of flats is an office, and they've got an office here, and the one next to it is what's called a VV, which is a holiday home. Now that's like a 3-bedroom apartment that could sleep a family or 3 workers or whatever, but they're renting it out as a holiday home. Now I don't know what you think about this, whether you think it's a good thing. Well, look, you've got to I put myself in the position of everybody. Without tourism, there would be no work for a lot of people on the island. So it's very stupid spray painting things, tourists go home, because their only issue is that there's nowhere for people to live. And again, it's the government sort of prodding and pushing in that direction, and sort of creating that, oh well, it's the tourist's fault, because really it's the government's fault, because what they're doing is they're allowing people in places like Arrecife and residential areas like Playa Honda by Dayland. I mean, that Playa Honda is a residential area. It's full of holiday homes now. So they're allowing people to rent their houses out as holiday homes, which means there's nowhere for people to live. And if anybody is renting their house out as a place to live, then the rent is so much to rent. And like they said on that picture, the salary is only 1,200. So it's a big problem. So that's what the big sort of tourist go home is about, and the solution basically is for the government to step in, either build some affordable housing, or stop people renting their houses out that are not in tourist locations for Airbnb, and make it a little bit more difficult. But they don't. They just let them crack on. And then putting myself in the position of somebody, if I owned a house, would I rent it to people that live here, or would I rent it as a holiday home? Well, the thing is, again, the government make it very difficult to rent your house out to normal people, because if you moved into my house and was living there for 3 months and then decided not to pay rent, I cannot get you out of that house for at least 12 months. I just couldn't get you out. So I understand from the homeowner's point of view, it's a lot easier to rent to tourists, because they're only going to be there for a week or 2 weeks and then they're gone. So that is what's in the news regarding sort of tourists go home. It's not in Lanzarote, it's more in Tenerife, and there you go. So what do you think of that? Let's have a little look. Oh, all I can see is chats from all the moderators having a good old conversation with each other. So I don't know what's a question or not. But it's still the local government's fault issuing so many VVs. Yes, Millennium Steve, exactly my point. But what they do with the media, as you know, the government will push another agenda, won't they? Oh, blame it on the tourists, Without tourism, there'd be no jobs, let alone places to live. So it's just the mentality that's been pushed by the government to say, blame the tourist, otherwise they'll start blaming us. Cornwall locals can't afford to live in the country of their birth. Cornwall, yeah, exactly. I was going to say that, Paul. The other thing is, obviously, tourists, some tourists, not all tourists, do damage the island and stuff like that. So, yeah, I also thought, if I lived in somewhere like Devon or Cornwall, which is like a tourist destination in the summer, would I be like, God, all the tourists are coming and, there's nowhere to park and stuff like that. So I do understand from that point of view as well. Dave, I saw loads of empty derelict properties there recently. Maybe council can fix them up. Exactly, Rocky. There are so many places, especially in Costa de Guiz, that are all run down. that they could all sort of do with being done up. How long does it take to walk from Matagorda to PDC? I'd give yourself a good 35 minutes, 40 minutes at the most. Matthew's coming in September. Thoughts on increasing the amount of cruise ships? Cruise ships are a pain in my backside, in all honesty. Cruise ships, they were going to bring them down in Playa Blanca, but that was a disaster with the cruise ship terminal that they built, because the water's not deep enough for the cruise ships. So that's not going to work. And the problem with cruise ships is they take all of the buses. So you imagine airports, buses, taxis not so much, excursions like the buggies excursions, the submarine, not the catamaran so much, but the island tours and stuff that have the buses. Well, the cruise ships will rock up and literally take every bus on the island for their overpriced excursions. No one else can go and pick up from the cruise ship terminal because they've got it on lockdown. It's like a monopoly. When you book a buggy tour, if you're staying in Lanzarote on holiday, like if you book through us, it's about €150, whereas on the ship, their price is like 250, 300. And unfortunately, they've contracted every buggy on the island. So you guys miss out because 3 days out the week, there's nothing for you to book. So you have to book quickly and more in advance to get the days that are available. And they're ripping people off on the cruise ships and not giving anybody else the opportunity to do it. But we do bypass it with a couple of private tours and that. Mrs. TravelOn's moaning about the €7 million sports centre that's been built but not open in Playa Blanca as well. One of the issues is Airbnb and investors buying real estate. Exactly. So there's a lot of Airbnbs. Let's just have a little look on that. Same thing happening in the UK, especially around Devon and Cornwall. Is that right? So it's happening in the UK as well, that people around Devon and Cornwall are renting their accommodation out as holiday homes. But again, it's down to the laws and stuff, isn't it? Because if you rent your house to somebody and they don't pay the rent, then it's a nightmare to get them out. I don't know whether if I owned a second home, probably if I owned a second home here, I'd rent it out as a holiday home because it's Lanzarote. But if I owned a second home, would I Airbnb it, or would I rent it to somebody? Because you could have a family in there that pay the rent for 6 months and then or fall on hard times. And if that's if you've got a mortgage to pay on that, you can be sympathetic, but at the end of the day, you need the rent paid, don't you? And you can't get them out because the government have got all the laws in place with that. So it's a mess. Ruthie said, I agree, here in the UK, people can't afford to live. It's like it in York. Wow. Okay, so there you go. It's like it everywhere. Tourists go home. That's what they say. Have you seen the incentive? Oh, that brings me on, Boo Boo. You're beating me to it here, Boo Boo. Forgive me if I don't answer all the questions, so I'm going to talk about that. So that brings me on to the new Barcelo Playa Blanca. So the new Barcelo Playa Blanca, what can we say about that? Well, if you look here, the hotel in Lanzarote gives their employees €500 to bring a friend to work. And that's not like a friend as in show and tell, where you bring your kid to work for the day. This is bring a friend to work and get them to work for us. So they're offering an incentive. This is at the big Barcelo Hotel. So they're offering an incentive because there's a lack of workers in the island. That's what it says there. There isn't a lack of workers in the island, is there? There's a lack of places for workers to live, and therefore there is a lack of workers. Again, I did the video with Lydia about Brexit. We've lost all of those British people that might have come out for a summer work. Students that have sort of come out for work placements and that. They can't do that. So we've lost a lot from the UK. And if you're not from the UK and you're from Ireland and you've got an EU passport, by all means you can come here and work, but you ain't got nowhere to live and you can't find any long-term places to rent. And if the wages are sort of starting salary of 1,200 and your rent is 1,000, well, you're left with 200 a month, aren't you? So no. So yeah, the new hotel. But we said that while it was being built, didn't we? We did say while it was being built, we said they're not going to be able to staff it. So they're very, very short staffed at the Barcelo Playa Blanca. So if you book that hotel, and we've said it before as well, do expect teething problems and do understand that they are going to be short staffed. Me and my partner Emma are coming to Lanzarote for the first time end of May, 10 days staying at the HL Rio Playa Blanca. Wow, there you go. I did the weather from there this morning, if you saw that. And a big shout out to Lucas. There you go. Joanne's on. I thought you were celebrating Lucas's birthday. Look, Joanne. Big shout out to Joanne's son Lucas, who's 22 today, I think. Best small car hire for a couple of days in May. There's a new one called Bisu Car. I'm going to get more information on them. I met the owner the other day. He's a really nice guy. Mark says it's happening in Devon as well. Hello, Alan. From someone who has cruised previously on 39 cruises, the tour offered by the ships are overpriced and overhyped. There you go. Alan knows the score. He's a cruiser. Hello, Alan. Good evening. And hello to all the moderators with them spanners by your name. Patrick's on, Neil's on, all of you. Yes, so Alan, what they do on the cruise ships, as you know, is they overprice it. But they capture everything. Like I said, with the buggies, they capture it. The submarine, the whole day will be all. They'll like capture they'll capture like 2 dives on the submarine, but they'll say no one else is allowed to be on those dives that are not on a cruise ship, because obviously they don't want people sitting there going, well, I paid 59. How much did you pay? Well, I paid 105. Oh. So it's all cruise ships. No one's allowed to pick up there. Even some of the tours that we can sort of blag on the cruise ships, they have to pick up sort of right outside the cruise terminal. They can't go in there. So it's monopoly all the way. Let me have a little sip of my water. I've got no posh water tonight. Costa Antigua, next to Caleta de Fusti, has loads of houses built years ago. Good percentage are still empty. Yes, Jack, I've been past them houses. And again, there's so many places for people to live, but a lot of these derelict sort of building places, people are actually living in them. So they've boarded all the windows up, they've stuck a bed in there, and they're living there, and they're working in hotels. So sometimes you'll see people that are in your hotels, like waiters and waitresses, and you think, oh, they must have a fantastic life. They could be going back to like a derelict building, and they've boarded it up, and that's where they're living. It's happening at the moment. They just evicted a lot of people from a building complex up in Playa Blanca. They were squatting, but they'd all moved in there, and it was a legal battle that went on for about 2 years to get them out. If you can't see the chat at all, make sure you change chat filter to see all messages. All messages, there you go. Yeah, I had top messages. Now you've lost me, Big AD. No, you haven't. Here we go. Are your boys intending to live and work there in the future? No idea. No idea, Bumble. I hope so. I'd hate for them to go back to the UK, if I'm honest with you. I'd like them to stay here. But again, it depends on the opportunities. But there are opportunities to work here, but not in anything that you'd class as sort of a career move. There's not anywhere really that you could go and work and sort of work your way up like a corporate sort of career, unless you work for a big tour company like TUI or Jet2. You could possibly do that, or maybe like one of the boat companies. But I mean, I worked for the boat company Linus Romero for about eight years, and in about the 5th year I sort of sat down with them and said, look, I'm not asking for a pay rise, but come on, I've been here 5 years. Is there any ladder to climb? And the guy, the owner of the company, looked at me and said, this is not England, this is Lanzarote. In Lanzarote, you are what you are, and that is it. So, yeah, there's a manager, an owner, and everybody else is on a level. There's not many places like that. Auto Resin is a good car hire company. Coming in May, what's the best excursions and travel? Oh, my God, Rohan. Drop me a private message. I'll tell you all the best excursions. There's loads of them. I'll buy you a posh water at the end of April. Fantastic. Me and Emma really want to do a Sunset Dolphin tour. Where do they go from? So the Sunset Dolphin tour, Stuart, let me show you. Let me just have a look here. 1 second. I'm going to show you this. 1 second. I should have done that first. So let me show you. Let me just move that out of the way. So on our website, TravelOn.world, and again, you can use the discount code TTK to get a discount. Look, When you come to TravelOn.world, select Lanzarote and select boat trips, and you've got 2 sunset cruises. Now, the difference between the sunset cruises are as follows. One is a little bit more fun. Now, this is on the yellow boat. So this is on this boat here. And I hope you can see that here. So this is on the yellow boat. So this is like a speed boat. So what this means is that if they do see the dolphins, they'll be able to fly straight up there and see the dolphins. It's not a chill out sunset cruise. That's the one thing to be very aware of. It's not a chill out sunset cruise. It is a sort of more fun excursion. You do get to sort of toast the sunset with a little glass of cava. You get a little cake as a little snack. You're not sort of on nets or relaxing. You're sat in a seat, you're zooming around, and it's more fun. So don't confuse that one with a sort of chill out sunset cruise. The chill out sunset cruise is this one, Lanzarote Dolphins and Sunset Cruise, and this one is on the catamaran. So this one is a lot more chilled. I've done a video on this one on the catamaran. I will show you the picture of the catamaran actually. So it's this catamaran here. Let's see if I can. So it's this catamaran here, look. So you go down on this catamaran. It's a beautiful catamaran. You've got all the nets that you can sort of chill out and relax on. So you've got all the netting here. They do more food. So you get like little canopies, different types of food. And again, on the YouTube channel is the video for this one. I haven't actually been on the yellow boat one yet. But I am going to take Mrs. TravelOn on there one day, maybe in the summer when it's a little bit more warm. So those are the 2 sunset ones. One's chill out, one's not. But you will probably see more dolphins if you see them, and there's no guarantee on either if you go on the speedboat one. So I hope that helps, Stuart. I quite like this little tool here because I can see your messages. Let's have a look. Good evening, Dave. Me and my wife Jill love your channel. Have you tried or know anything about Chow Chow Burger in Playa Blanca? Darren, the best burger in the world. Honestly, Darren, it's the best burger you will ever eat. It's gorgeous. They've got one in Arrecife as well. Chow Chow Burger is beautiful. Rocky said Grand Tour was great last year. I'm sorry if I've missed any of the chats as I go. If I haven't answered, just ask again. What's the weather like in April? I'm going to Coraleco then. Usually April's very nice, similar to sort of what it is now, which is in sort of early 20s. It doesn't actually tell me how many people we've got on here, so I don't even know how many people that we've got on. Let's have a look. Can you do smaller national park trips without having to see the camels? Daughter's not a fan. No, Bumble. So national park, as in sort of Tim and Fire National Park, is this one here. So again, it's all under Lanzarote Tours, and these are the 3 national park ones that you've got. So you've got a Grand Tour, which is all the way around the island. So that goes to Tim and Fire. It goes up to the north. The quickest one that they do is the Lanzarote Volcano Shorts Tour. But it does go to the camels. But if you don't want to ride a camel, you have to pay for the camels anyway. I think the price is actually on here. I think the camels are... I will tell you this. 11 euros per person. So if you don't want to do that, there is a little museum right next door. So you're only there for about 30 minutes, so you can have a little look at the museum. But there isn't actually a tour just that goes to Tim and Fire National Park. For that, you'd need really to hire a car and sort of drive your own way up there. But to be honest, with the way the prices have gone up of everything, they possibly might do like a Tim and Fire Express in the summer. So I'll keep you posted on that. The yellow boat trip is really good, but we think they feed them prior to you turning up. What, the dolphins? They don't feed the dolphins. We very rarely see dolphins in Lanzarote. Well, then again, we do see them quite a lot. Somebody messaged me the other day, said they were watching them from H10 Rubicon Palace, so they do see them. Mrs. TravelON said Chow Chow Burger's good. We booked the Grand Tour for you for this year. Fantastic Shakralaya. I hope you have a fantastic time. You'll enjoy that. 198 watching. Thank you very much, Dave. That's brilliant. Thanks, Alan. Brilliant. Thank you. So yeah, I'm using a new, well, it's not a new software. It's called OBS. It's a free software, but you can do all sorts of wonderful things with it. So the other thing I was going to tell you about is the Carnival. So the Carnival is on Saturday in Playa Blanca. If you come in, Sue said the camels spit at you. They also growl and grunt at you as well. Any decent dentists do you fancy? Any decent cheap dentist there? Don't fancy Turkey? No, there isn't. There's an English dentist, Adnan. He's great, but he doesn't do like all that sort of stuff. Is there any news on Gary Shearer? No, Andrew, I've not heard anything about it. It's all gone very quiet on that. Bring cash for the Camels tour and for the little shop there. They don't always have a debit card terminal. That's quite a good point, actually, Rocky. They do, but sometimes, I mean, these guys that run the Camels, they're proper old Canarians, you know. They're camel farmers, you know what I mean? So then you're right, they're not really technical. I've got a glass of water now. Nicola, are you pinning comments? Pin any comments that are good, Nicola. Blooming hell, I just went to do that. I usually have an armrest here, but I've got a new seat, so I'm falling over. So yeah, Carnival Saturday. Where's it going to go? What time's it going to start? Let's have a little look. So the Carnival is going to start at the H10 Timofire Palace, around that area, at around 6 o'clock. Look at that. How technical am I? I'll tell you what. So around 6 o'clock, you'll be able to go to... Well, when I say I'm technical, look, I'm technical to a point where I mean can't actually see. I want to go there. Look, how do I do that? How do I do that? I want to go there. Let's have a little look. There we go. So the Carnival should start around here. That's the H10 Timofire. So all the floats will come here, and it will essentially start on this road here. So I think it was Stuart that said they're stopping at the HL Rio. So the HL Rio is just up this road here, look. There you go. So the HL Rio, I'll just show you where that is and where Aqualava is, because it just gives me the opportunity to show you that as well. So this is what, like, the main road that leads into town. So that's the football pitch at the HL Rio. And Nicola's been there, one of our moderators. We did a video in there, didn't we? The first one of TikTok. So there's the HL Rio there, and then directly opposite the HL Rio, you've got the Aqualava Water Park and the Lanza Sur. So the parade is going to come all the way down this road, so you can watch it from here. So if you don't want to go all the way into town, you can sort of watch it all the way from here, and then it's going to come all the way along this road, past the harbour, past all here, and then into town. And I'm just seeing where town is. So let's see where I am here. Boom. So yeah, so this sort of leads us right into town here. Bloody hell, this is slow, isn't it? And this is where I think Mrs. TravelON will be. I'm not sure. We stood here last time, look, just by the Spa supermarket. So this is by the Indian curry house, which is just at the back of this spa. So we sat here last time. Why did we sit here? Well, there's a number of reasons. One, there's a shop right there, so you can get your drinks and your booze if you're a boozer. You can get your cans and have a little can session instead of standing in a bar. And two, there's like toilets and restaurants through there which you could possibly use as well. And the parade comes all the way down here and then goes down into town. And when it ends in town, that is when you will have the big party. So there's a big stage up. So it's going to start around 6:30. They'll always be late. Probably finish in town. I mean, last time we went, it was about 8, half 8. Probably later than that. But it's a really good atmosphere, so it's well worth going if you're here. Let's have a little look at your comments now. Let's have a look. Let's see where I got to. Bring cash for the camels. That's where I got to here. There was fishing boats when we started to see the dolphins, and as soon as we turned up, the fishing boats disappeared. Really, boo-boo? There you go. Or the fishing boats were attracting the fish, and then the dolphins were eating the fish that they were trying to catch, maybe. Princess Yiza or Farionis Hotel. Stayed at Vic San Antonio a few weeks ago. Very dated and very old-fashioned. Johan, yeah, Vic San Antonio is dated. It's one of the oldest hotels in Puerto del Carmen, second to the Farionis, which has now been completely done up. But if you're comparing the Vic San Antonio to the sort of Farionis and the Princess Yiza, I would say, and I may be wrong here, that the price is going to be super different. As in the Farionis and the Princess Yiza will be mega money compared to the Vic San Antonio. But the Vic San Antonio, in its defence, doesn't want to change the old decor because they have a lot of, let's say, more mature people, a mature audience that actually quite like that sort of old-fashioned feel. I spoke to one of the managers there. I said, are you going to do it up? And he said, no, I don't think we are. Obviously, they keep it clean and they update as they go around different places. But he says, as for like the datedness of it, they're going to keep it as it is for now anyway. Let's see. Oh, that also brings me on to that hotel that I did in Fuerteventura, the Rio Olivia. Apparently, it's been in 3 newspapers now that they're going to knock it down. All because, as Mark said, because of Mr. TravelOn's review. So I did stay in that hotel for the weekend, didn't I? And it wasn't very good. Jack got food poisoning or neurovirus. Then I got it. Did Mrs. TravelOn get it? No, Alfie had tonsillitis, but that was not the hotel's fault. And they put us in a really bad room, didn't they? But then they moved us to the hotel, which wasn't too bad. But that could be why it wasn't done up before, because I think, and I'm not sure, they're going to bring it down. If they do, I'm going to go film it. Thank you very much, Alan. Remember all to hit the thumbs up. Is that what you have to do on this one? I'm not a YouTubing live person. It's more a TikTok with me, isn't it? And there you have to just keep pressing the screen. Any updates on the local football team that we spoke about last summer? Hello, Billy. I remember seeing you in Spa. You hassled me about the local football team there, didn't you? I'll tell you what, Bill, I don't know if you saw, I was at the market doing a live last Sunday. I was trying to speak to the guy that sells all the uniform, but he was mobbed. So I'm yet to get in touch with anybody from there, but I will do. You keep seeing me do this. I've got my work seat, and I bought this seat so that you can see behind me without the big chair, but my work seat's got armrests, and I keep falling. We always use Velopacard and load up with STG. Oh my God! Alan's on some kind of credit card mission here. Velopacard. I've not heard of that one, Alan. Princess Yiza all day long. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, lovely place. I've done a video on Princess Yiza. You can see it on this channel. Mark Horsfield, do they sell genuine ones in the market? Genuine what? They sell loads of genuine fakes. I don't know about anything else. I will always think of the Titan and I get claustrophobic. I don't know what that is. Cruises, maybe. Oh, I think Alan's talking about cruises. Oh, Scotsman's on. Getting me a bottle of posh water. Scotsman, you're too good to me. Thank you so much, mate. So Scotsman's on. Look at him. He's back in England now. No more sun for the Scotsman. So if you don't already, get over and follow Kevin, Scotsman in Tenerife, who's never in Tenerife. He's in Scotland, but he was in Lanzarote. Then he headed over to Fuerteventura and with the Gypsy Souls and did a video with them. Then he came back here and did Puerto del Carmen. He's uploading loads of videos on Lanzarote, and I believe Tenerife's on the cards very soon. And then he's off around. But he's got a great channel. He's built it. I don't even know how many followers he's got. Over 50,000, and he's also got an ebook as well. So if you do want to be a little YouTuber, then and you want some tips, he's got an ebook. It's only a £5, and believe me, the stuff that he's told me has helped me massively. So thanks for that, mate. I don't know what is going on now. Kev, you got that, and I've just got a green bar, and I can't see any. I can't see any messages. What you done to me? What you done to me? There we go. We're back on. Let's have a look. Which aqua park has the lazy river? The Aqualava in Playa Blanca has the lazy river. So that is, with regards to aqua parks, there's two. There's the, I'll show you. I will show you. So let's have a look. These are on attractions. Let me just go to scene 2. Scene 2, check me out. I'll tell you what, I'm getting too posh now and good, ain't I? So attraction wise, you've got the Aqualava and the aqua park. Aqua park will be open the end of this month. Do bear in mind, I think the price might change. I'm not sure. It's the last weekend in March that it opens. So the aqua park is the bigger part. Look, you've got some bigger slides, a lot bigger. So let's just have a look at the slides on this image here. So there's a lot of sort of big slides and kamikazes and stuff like that, but it is quite a dated park. It could definitely, in my opinion, be done up, you know, as in ripped out and like really made like a really cool cyan park. But it's the biggest water park that we've got in Lanzarote and one of only two. So it's bigger, it's better for the bigger kids. So if you've got kids that are like 7, 8 and above, this one is a better one because there's bigger slides and more for the bigger kids. If you've got littler kids, or you want sort of a more of a chill day in a more modern water park, then you've got the Aqualava water park. And the Aqualava water park has only got sort of these slides and a lazy river and another little area here for the kids. So it's got these big slides. So 1, 2, 3, 4 big slides, which is enough to have a bit of fun on. Lovely modern place, so clean, really good place where you can sort of leave the kids to go off on their own and you can just chill out. Nice little restaurant. They've got the only wave pool on the island, and they've also got a lazy river. So that's the one with the lazy river. So depending on which one you want, those are the two. And don't forget to use the code TTK and you'll get yourself a discount on our website, TravelON.world. So there you go. And they're open. So March, end of March is for the one in Costa de Gezi, and the Aqualava is open all year round. Do restaurants sell decent posh water? And do you have a favourite water? Do I have a favourite water? Come on, Bumble. Do you not know my favourite water? It's right behind me here, look. It's the blue one. It's the blue one, look, right there. See it? I've got it on display. That's my favourite posh water. Do you need to tell everyone to like and subscribe your channel? That's what YouTubers do. Well, yeah, Big Aid, I'm sick of saying it. I'm sick of saying it. What's that? Oh, Janice, thank you so much. Thank you for buying me a posh water, Janice. I really, really appreciate that. I'm sorry if I don't see these things come up so fast because I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. But honestly, Janice, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bless you. I should buy a bottle. I could buy a couple of bottles of posh water with that, couldn't I? But yeah, that's my favourite posh water there. Look, the blue one. That's my fave. Yeah, I do need to tell everyone to like, follow and subscribe, but I do in all the videos. It's one of them things that you have to say. I think a lot of people think that subscribing, it's the wrong word to use, subscribe on YouTube. A lot of people think they have to pay for it. It's like a subscription. Now, there are ways that you can subscribe to the channel. Not this channel, because I haven't really set it up properly, but there are ways that some YouTubers will say subscribe and you'll get like special treatment. Like I could say to everybody, pay €5 a month or $2.99 a month, and before I post any video, only the subscribers will get to see it first. I think Walk with Tim does it. So he's got like 3 levels. One is that he will put the videos on. He will put the videos on for a couple of days before anybody else gets to see them. And then he will also, when you come up on the chats as well, if you've subscribed, if you're a paid subscriber of his channel, you'll get like a little badge and stuff. I don't know. It's not something I really want to get into, to be honest. For me, doing this for sort of TravelON World, you know. I sell excursions. That's what I do. I'm happy to give you the best content that I can from anywhere that we're selling excursions, with the hope that if it's good content and good information and it helps you on your holiday and I can save yourself a bit of dough, then you'll book with me. You'll book on TravelON.world. That's all I ask. Dave, Kev gave a £5 posh water. Him. I've already seen that, Joe. for Kev. I already just talked about Kev, didn't I? Sankt Ruth, but I don't know where they're at. Hi, Stuart Allen, photographer and drone pilot. 19 days till I'm back in Fuerteventura. I plan to pop over to Lanzarote for the day. I really want to go Famara and also love plane spotting. Hello, Stuart. Well, if you do pop over from Fuerteventura for the day, you're going to need a car to get to Famara for sure. You could get the 161 or the 61 or 62 from nearby the harbour to get up by the airport, and then that'll drop you right by the airport and you could go plane spotting. But to go from Mara, you're going to need a car for sure. And bring your drone over. Maybe you can show me how to use mine. Keep it as it is, Dave. It's perfect. Thank you very much, Millennium Steve. Mark Horsford, April will be good. There you go. Look, Pat's pushing Mrs. TravelOn's business. So Mrs. TravelOn, for those of you that don't know, we used to have a shop. So I'll just give you the history of Mrs. TravelOn. I mean, not only is she married to Mr. TravelOn, so you know she's living the dream, isn't she? But Mrs. TravelOn, we used to have a shop in Puerto del Carmen. It was right by the Rocas Blancas, near to Centro Atlantico. And we sold like t-shirts, like funny t-shirts and stuff. And we used to get them out straight away. So we beat all the tat shops because, like, for example, when you remember Gangan Style, that song that came out? Well, that came out and we had a t-shirt out the next day. It was like 3 months later that the tat shops started selling them and they were gone. And if you remember on Britain's Got Talent, there was a guy that sang "Where's My Keys, Where's My Phone." That was on a Saturday night. By Sunday we had a t-shirt that said "Where's My Keys, Where's My Phone," and we used to sell loads of them. So we sold sort of funny comical holiday t-shirts, personalized t-shirts that you could have your name on. All this sort of stuff. This is what she does. She makes all uniforms. That's why I'm always looking so on fleek. You know what I mean? Why I'm always branded up, even with my cooking one with the TravelOn World stuff. So she does all that. So we had the shop before COVID. It was doing okay. To be honest, looking back on it, it was one of them things that didn't make a lot of money, but it sort of kept us paying the bills, you know. But it was hard work, especially living in Playa Blanca. So she had to drive there every day. Then she had to have staff. So we had 2 or 3 staff. Then if one of them was off and the other one couldn't cover, she'd work from sort of 10 o'clock until sort of 10 o'clock at night and then not get back home. It was a nightmare. And then COVID happened and obviously we had to close. And from there, the landlord said, well, I will only charge you 50% rent while COVID's on. So I was like, see you later. I literally got a piece of paper that allowed me to leave the house, and I went down there, emptied the shop, and we moved into the garage, and I turned everything online. So now she's got the diversionlanzarote.com, and she makes all sort of gifts. She works with flower arrangers that sort of can deliver flowers. She works with somebody that does balloons. So if you're coming on holiday and you want flowers, balloons, or anything like that, or gifts or anything like that, have a look on the website and we deliver for free. So that's what she does. So she's been proper busy because we've got St. Patrick's coming up, which I'll talk about in a minute. And we've also got Mother's Day coming up. So she's doing loads of that. But she's in the garage. I lock her in there, say, get back to work, or get the whip. And she's got a brand new printer as well, which is the absolute nuts. It can print on anything, and it's just amazing. So that's what Mrs. TravelOn does. Wobbly Pete, my gosh, you don't need to do that, mate. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Another bottle of posh water. I tell you what, with the amount of things you lot are sending me, I'll be have to buy a water factory, won't I? I'll be able to buy the company soon. Thank you very much, Wobbly Pete. I do appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. That is such a nice gesture. Thank you. Let's have a look. Dave, sorry I missed you on the 3 weeks in Fuerteventura. Never went on YouTube and saw your message when back home. Simon, did I send you a message? Yes, probably. I do remember. Yeah. I think you were here and, well, you're on holiday, mate. You don't want to watch YouTube on holiday, do you? Looking to do a day trip when we come in July. What would you recommend? If you want a day trip around the island, in all honesty, I can tell you to do the big one, which is now €75, which it's just painful for me to say that. I would stick to the short south, which is the 40 40 something euros one. I'm not a very good businessman, am I, telling you to buy the cheap one? No, the reason I'm saying this, if you want to see the whole island, then you're going to have to do the Grand Tour, which is this one here. So the Grand Tour will take you to, sorry, let me show you where the Grand Tour will take you to. So the Grand Tour, which is, like I said, this one here. So you got the Grand Tour. The South Tour just does a little bit more than the Short South and takes you for lunch and stuff. But the Grand Tour will go south and north. So it will go down and do the Timofey National Park and all the volcanoes. It will show you El Golfo, the Emerald Lake. It will do the lunar route. There's lunch, a lunch stop, which you have to pay 13 euros per person. It's like a buffet lunch. Then it will go from sort of the south all the way up to the north, where you'll do Hamios del Agua. You'll see loads of different things on the way up there, like Harrier, the Valley of 1,000 Palms. They do the camel ride as well down in the south. So it sort of does a bit of the north and the south. And like I said, the reason it's gone up in price is not because the tour companies are greedy or anything like that. It's because the attractions, whereas Timofey National Park used to be 12, is now 20. Hamios del Agua used to be like 8. It's now like 15 or something like that. So it's pushed the price of the Grand Tour up to 75, but it's still the cheapest Grand Tour that you will find on the island that does a whole, the whole island in one day, if you wanted to do that. If you want to save yourself some money and you just want to see the national park, skip the South Tour, do the Short South. The Short South is this one here, and it's called the Short South for a reason. It goes to Timofey National Park, does the volcanoes and the lunar route. It goes to the camels. You get the opportunity to ride a camel. It's 11 euros per person, and you'll be back by lunch. Simple. And that one's 45 euros. So what, you're talking an extra 30, 40, 50, 60, yeah, an extra 30 euros will get you up to the north of the island. So it's up to you what you do. But those are the best sort of tours. Dave, you are so looked after by Mrs. TravelON. You are one lucky bugger. I don't see her. She's locked in the garage. Told you. She's locked in the garage. Making stuff. Hi, Dave. Thanks for your video. Love TikTok. Coming to H10 Lanzarote Princess from the 18th of March. Thanks, Derek and Kim. Fantastic, Derek. I hope you have a great time. I don't know if the pool is going to be ready, but if you watch one of my last lives where I had a little sneak inside, you'll see that they were doing the pool up, but it's only like the kids pool at the side, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I feel like I'm really letting you lot down, not having a bottle of posh water, and I will not crack one of them open because they're glass. They're my favourites. We'll stick to the crap one. Let's have a look. We're coming over for our first time in April, based solely on your videos, and genuinely love the island. Does that make you an influencer? Do you know what? I guess it does, Bumble, doesn't it? I guess it does. A blooming influencer. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Is there a local law that makes speed limits advisory to coach drivers? Well, there's a speed law. There's always a speed law, but they know where the cameras are. And right, so I'll tell you about speeding actually in Lanzarote. So this is what happens with speeding and speed cameras. First of all, it's a tiny island, so we all know where these are people that live here, and the locals and the coach drivers and the taxi drivers. We all know where the speed cameras are. We drive the same roads day in, day out. It's Lanzarote. It's tiny. It takes like 45 minutes to an hour to get from one end to the other. So we all know where the speed cameras are, and we know where to slow down and that. What the police do is they stop on islands. So they stop on different roundabouts. And they try and catch people speeding up to the roundabouts, and then they'll get you there. So what happens is if you're driving down the road and somebody flashes their lights at you coming the other direction, that means the police are at the next roundabout. So it's like a code. See, if they flash and go, police at the next roundabout, so you know to slow down. And then when you get to that roundabout, you wave at the policeman on the roundabout, and then they're off again. The other thing that they do as well, the policeman with the gun, not the real gun, I mean the speed gun, drives a grey, drives a grey Citroen Picasso or something, or Citroen something. So everybody on the island knows if they see a grey Citroen parked sort of up, that it's the speed cameraman, so they know to slow down. So they do still catch you though. Mrs. TravelON had a fine actually for speeding. In my car. No. Let me get this right. It was in her car, but her car is in, believe it or not, because when I bought my car, I wasn't self-employed, I was working. But she was self-employed, so I could get my car cheaper in her name, and then her car is in my name. So she went off speeding in Costa de Guise, got a letter through the post with the picture, and it was a fine and 2 points or something on the license in my name. So I sent her up to the Teguise town hall, which she did, and she was very brave, and she was crapping herself all the way up there. I don't know why, but she went up there all in Spanish and said I was driving the car, and they changed it all over, and we paid the fine. And what they do here with fines, so they'll send you a fine and say it's €200, and you're like, oh my god, €200 a speeding fine. And she was only 4 kilometers over the 60, I think. So she was 64 in a 60, I think, or it could have been 66 or something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't even that much. But it was €200. But if you pay it within sort of 14 days, you get it half price. So it was €100 in the end, and no points for me, all for Mrs. TravelON. I was going to book water park on your site, but it's cheaper on their own website. You drop me a message, Laura. That's impossible. That's impossible. Let me know. Drop me a private message, Laura, because that's impossible. They can't be selling it cheaper. If it is, let me know. But if you use the code TTK, you should get it cheaper than what they're selling it. And I will be checking that. Which water park was it, Laura? The one in Playa Blanca or the one in Costa de Guise? What's the best way to message you in Fuerteventura from the 27th of March, the 3rd of April? Pop over and see you in Lanzarote. The best way to message me is email dave@mrtravelon.com. I've got my own domain name now. dave@mrtravelon.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me. Or TikTok is the other way, because YouTube's terrible for messaging. I missed the Channel 5 interview in the Spoon in Playa Blanca. Anywhere I can see it on YouTube. Not the full interview. If I can get a copy of it, I'll try. But I don't know. No, I don't know. I'll try and get a copy of it if I can, Rocky, and whack it on there, because it would be a good idea. I knew here, myself and family stayed at HL Paradise Island. It wasn't the best experience. It was one of our first times in Lanzarote. Could you recommend a good family hotel, please? Try the Rio Playa Blanca. Try the Lanza Sur. Those are 2 great sort of family hotels. Try the Flamingo. Great hotels. They're nice. Yeah, Paradise Island. I had a lovely lady message me on TikTok. She was really worried. They've booked Paradise Island with TUI. She's sort of heard sort of bad reviews. Somebody put on Facebook the other day that they were delivering all new beds and mattresses. So I think the Paradise Island are having a bit of a spring clean, to be honest. So I think by summer it'll be a lot better than it was. I think it just needed a little bit of attention. They're working on the water park as well. That's closed at the moment, and they're building in there. So I think the Paradise Island should be better soon. And when it is, I'll go in and have a look. We have a birthday when we come out at the end of May. Do you have a restaurant you would recommend for a special occasion in Playa Blanca? Either Arabella's in the Marina Rubicon. They always do like really good things for birthdays. They put balloons out and stuff like that. If you want a sort of... Sorry, I just had to neck that. If you want something... on a budget, then go to La Casa, because they do a 3-course menu for sort of €18. They're my 2 faves. But if you want something special for your birthday, then Arabella's in the Marina. They organise everything. I took Mrs. TravelON there. There was balloons on the table and names and candy floss, sort of champagne and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Here you go. Look, 64 and 40 or 68 and 50. Let's have a look. 5. Can you get it on 5 catch up? Yeah, that's a good idea, Rocky. Alan says you might be able to get it on Channel 5 catch up, or on demand. You might be able to see it on there. If anyone can record it and put it on a stick, let me know and send it me. That would be cool. Thinking of moving over there and buying. Any tips? Andy, have a look on, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd from last video that I posted. an interview with Lydia that talks about how to move over with regards to sort of what paperwork and sort of money and stuff you need. If you want to buy somewhere, then just have a look on the websites. Atlanticohomes.com, they have sort of a lot, and Lanzarote Investments. They're the two sort of big estate agents on the island that sort of seem to have most of them. You can buy my house. I'll just sell you mine and I'll just go and live in a camper van. I'd love to do that. Hello, Nelly. How are you? Nice to see you from TikTok. I will sort that out in a minute. Let me just see what I can do here. That's great. Thank you. Have a great time in HL Club. Having a great time in HL Club. I hope you're enjoying it, Paul. That's fantastic. HL Club's lovely. Oh, hang on. The chat's paused. I can't do it from here, Nelly, because I'm on a software, but I will look into how to do it. I'm on a streaming software at the moment that allows me to sort of bring different things in. Coming over soon. Looking forward to seeing you there. Love watching you. Thank you, Miss Rosie67. I don't ever know where I'm going to be, but you can always catch me live on TikTok every Sunday morning. I'm always live from 9 o'clock on TikTok, and then I pre-record it for YouTube. So if you do want to sort of catch up with me, the best is to sort of get up on a Sunday morning, see where I am, and try and hopefully I'm in the resort that you're in, and then come and find me. When are you building your own TravelON hotel? Do you know, I thought about that the other day, Big AD. I thought that'd be cool, wouldn't it, if I could buy like I'd need loads of money. I'd need to be a millionaire, or maybe if I can find like an investor that's got loads of money, get them to buy a hotel and say, look, we'll just brand it TravelON Hotel, and I'll just like literally film every aspect of it, from building it to designing it to do that. That would definitely take off. If you know anybody with mega money, there is a couple of hotels for sale. It would be great, wouldn't it? Is it easy to get the local bus to the shopping centre in Arrecife from Playa Blanca? Andrew, yes. Jack did it the other day. Straight after school, he jumped on the bus with his mates, went up there, spent some money on clothes and came back. Not sure what number bus it was. I think, again, it might be the 161. But it's not difficult to get up there. How much? Last couple of taxis from the airport knew where the speed cameras were and the speed man. Yeah, for sure. For sure, the taxi drivers know where they are, Rob. Sorry if I've missed any comments. Restaurant Los Hivaduras you passed last Sunday was in operation when we first visited the island in 1989. I know, somebody else had a go at me about that. I saw a restaurant right at the back, sort of down in Playa Blanca town, sort of set off a back street. I've never seen it. Like Sandy's just said, it was there in 1989. It's like one of the oldest restaurants in Playa Blanca. I've never, ever seen that restaurant, like ever. I never pay attention. When I'm down in that area, I'm either going somewhere and there's no reason for me to turn left up that road, or I'm filming and I'm just walking straight. But I'm going to have to go there, and Sandy, I'm going to go and speak to the owner and say, could I come and do a video, please? I always ask just in case they don't want me to do it, you know what I mean? But I'm sure they will. Let's have a look. When my son learned to drive, he was speeding fines within the first 2 months of learning. There's loads of speeding fines, aren't they? They're always after something, aren't they? Thank you, Anime Travels. Would there be much work out there for a wedding photographer, or is the industry saturated? There's quite a lot, John. There's quite a lot of photographers out here. And the thing is with Lanzarote is, how do I put this without being offensive? The thing is with Lanzarote is you can come out to Lanzarote and reinvent yourself. You can move abroad anywhere and reinvent yourself. So a lot of people do reinvent themselves here. So what they'll do is they'll come out and they've got a camera, and it sometimes annoys me with like genuine photographers that are like, I don't know if there's a qualification for being a photographer, but you know, if that's your profession and that's what you do, and then someone buys a camera and says I'm a photographer, and there's loads. They pop up every day. New photographer, wedding photographer. So yeah, there is quite a, I wouldn't say a saturated market, but it's only a small island. There are a lot of weddings here, people come out and get married, but there's no shortage of like photographers and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe if you could put a spin on it, maybe you could sort of get above and beyond. I mean, if you're better than the others, which I would say you probably would be, then you could probably get some work. But there's quite a few people that do it. Does Johnny still own Atlantico Homes? Yes, he does. Blonde guy, yes. Rich guy. Plenty of dollars, that man. Yeah, he does own it. He's a great guy though. I spoke to him over COVID actually. I was going to do some stuff, but he's always busy, so we never really, our palms, we're like ships passing through the night. I'll see him and go, all right, and that's it. But I could do some really cool stuff with him and like show all the houses and stuff like that. So again, it's trying to pin him down. Rio, where you stayed, has been threatened with demolition. Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it's been threatened with demolition because that's been going on for a while, or it's actually been decided that it will be demolished. I'm not sure. The police here in Scotland are hiding with their speed cameras all over the place, I can imagine. I should be able to get a copy of Channel 5. Yeah, probably could. Big AD. I have still got the email from them. Oh, Nelly, thank you so much, mate. I really do appreciate that. And if I could get that thing here, I'm clicking the 3 buttons and it just won't let me do it. I think it's because I'm not in the actual chat of YouTube. But next time I'm on there and on TikTok, if you come on TikTok on Sunday, I'll sort that out as well. Thank you so much. Bottle of posh water, love it. See, you used to saying to these YouTubers, get yourself a beer, aren't you? But you can't say that to me because I don't drink. Imagine I did. God, some of these like live streamers, they'll go to like Weatherspoons, won't they? And people can send them drinks. God, I'd be smashed. I'd be a nightmare. I'd be a nightmare if I drank. So thank you, Nelly. Really do appreciate that. Would it be as I'm using my phone? Oh, there are adverts coming on. I can't stop that. I had 3 options when it come on the live chat. There was not one to turn the ads off, but there was 3 options. I could have killed you all with the last one that says aggressive ads, and you'd have had one come up every 2 seconds. And then there was a middle one, which was like regular. And then there was the first one, which was like light. And I just clicked the first one. So I can't help that, unfortunately. If I could, I would. But I think if you subscribe to YouTube, as in pay for a premium YouTube, it gets rid of all the ads. I wouldn't do it because I just put up with the ads. In saying that, I don't know if anybody's got Spotify. They're clever, Spotify. So you can get, if you haven't got Spotify and you don't know, you can get a free Spotify where you can put your playlist in. It doesn't play in order, so you can't skip through the different songs. It's just if you've got like your top 100 songs, it will put it in a playlist and it will just play them randomly. But then you'll have to listen to a couple of ads now and again. But they put on the most annoying ads. It must be something. They must say to people, right, you can only advertise with us if your ad literally hurts people's ears. And they turn it up full blast. Have you noticed that as well? So on Netflix as well, if you're watching Netflix and then they're trying to advertise something, the volume goes from 0 to like, you're like, what the? Because it's grabbing your attention. But I am tempted to pay for Spotify because I'm down the gym and I'm doing my weights, I'm getting well into it, listening to my music, and then this advert comes on, and I literally have to take my headphones out because I'm like, what are they playing? It's horrible. It's horrible. Big Ady got done for speeding in Northfield. As it's a 40, he was doing 38 in a 40. Well, you have to speed through Northfield sometimes, don't you, in case you get your wheels nicked. I remember Northfield, the Grosvenor Shopping Centre. It was rough back then. I don't know what it's like now. I hope it's better. New TravelON merch in the shop. Is there new TravelON merch in the shop? I don't know. T-shirt wise, as I said, Mrs. TravelON used to make all the funny T-shirts and that in the shop, so she can do that. I'm thinking on the channel on the weather to wear a different shirt each day with a funny slogan, and I could bang them out as well. But I'd have to find a company in England that can print them, because there are some really, really funny sort of holiday T-shirts. You know, the holiday ones that you buy. Dave, what's your email address? Dave@mrtravelon.com. Send me that link, Laura. Good idea. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Send me that link of the water park, please, because I shall be calling them tomorrow and saying, what the F is this? What the F is this? Do you know his work colleague, mate, Dave? Oh my God, somebody's talking about Webby, to Mrs. TravelON. Dave, I'm confused. Posh water. I always thought it was just a saying for a water. No, it's posh water. It's the posh water here. Look, let me show you the posh water. And hello, Gaz. How are you? How's the Lego? Well, the brick building. I'll tell you about that. This is posh water, ladies and gentlemen. So, when you go in the supermarket, oh, hang on. Where's me? Hang on. Oh, there you go. When you go in the supermarket, you can buy the normal water, which looks like this. I mean, how crap is that? Normal plastic bottle. Or you can go for the blue bottle. Now, this is a glass bottle. You can only get these in restaurants and special places. But the blue bottle looks really cool. And I call it posh water. It's the same price. There's nothing posh about it. It's exactly the same price. But I like the bottle and it looks posh. So I call it posh water. So now that's sort of stuck. And I reckon if they looked at their sales in Lanzarote, they'd be like, wow, we're selling a lot of water in Lanzarote, because everyone that I see nowadays is walking around with a bottle of blue posh water. So I want them to sponsor me. This one's got gas. This one's like a fizzy water. Tempted to open it. So Gaza is on. Gaz R Extreme Bricks Machine. I mean, this guy has so many followers on YouTube. It's unbelievable. So many subscribers. He builds like mega sort of Technic Lego stuff and does all sorts of amazing things with them, like tug of war between two vehicles and stuff like that. And he's got a massive following. And he came out and I met Gaz in the Cordial Marina Hotel, and he gave me some really good advice about YouTube as well, so I do appreciate that. Thank you very much, Gaz, and I hope things are going well. What you lifting these days in the gym? Similar age as you, not lifting much. I don't lift much, to be honest, Johan. I don't really go with their weights. Jack goes to the gym. Now, I'm really pleased that Jack's got into the gym. So I took Jack to the gym when he turned 16. Did I? Yeah, it was about, I think he just turned 16. And I said, come down to the gym with me. We'll go at 4 o'clock. So it's good for me because I go in the mornings at 8 o'clock. And then I thought, right, I want to get 2 sessions in. So I said to Jack, right, we'll go to the gym after school. So he was like, yeah, I really want to do it. So I took him down. On day 2, he saw 2 of his mates from school and was like, Dad, do you mind if I go and train with them? And left me on my own. But of course, I didn't mind. I'd rather him be with his mates. But him and his 2 mates are like gym mad. They're there every single night, 4 o'clock. They're so committed. And it's fantastic to see. So Jack is coming along leaps and bounds. He's going to be a beast when he's older, I think, and he's tall as well. So he's doing really well. I don't sort of lift too much, to be honest, but I do go down there. I go down in the mornings at 8 o'clock. So what I do now, this is my sort of fitness routine, and I have lost. I'll be honest with you. I was 113 kilos just before Christmas. Say November. 113 kilos, and today I was 97.5. So I've lost quite a bit, and how I've done that, I get up in the morning, the alarm's set for 6, I don't get up till 7. That's got to change, but I'll go for a walk in the morning, down on the front, at about 7:30. I'll do the weather about 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, the gym I go to doesn't open until bloody 8:30. Otherwise, I'd be down the gym straight away. I probably wouldn't go walking. So it is good. So I'll go and walk for a bit, listen to like a podcast or something like that, or just sort of go for a walk. Do the weather at about 8 o'clock. jump back in the car, go up to the gym for 8:30, and I'll do about an hour in the gym, and then back here, and then Jack gets back from school at about 2:30, and then me and him go down the gym. He trains with his mate, and so I try and do two weights. That's on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday in the morning at 8 o'clock, I go boxing with Wellington. Wellington is the Spanish champion for Kempo, and Jack does Kempo as well, and Jack's nearly a black belt at that. He's getting a bit bored with it because he's into the gym, but I said that he's got to at least complete his black belt, so he's going to get that done. So I do boxing with him. So I did boxing this morning at 8 o'clock, and that's really good. That's really sort of like stripped quite a lot of weight off me. So there you go. That's what I do. And I don't drink and I don't smoke. So I should be like an Adonis really, but my problem is food, and I'm just trying to eat real food at the moment, and that sort of worked as well. No, you have to use the code on my site. Drop me an email, Laura, and I'll tell you. You can't use the code on their site. Just looked on the net and seen the prices. I'm having a break from the bricks. Stayed at Barcelo following your review a few weeks ago. Absolutely amazing. People should ignore the negative reviews. Thanks, Dave. Well, it wasn't really a review that I did. I just basically filmed from day one of it being built, and I managed to get myself in on the first day that it opened and have a look at a room. So I didn't really review it, but there is a lot of sort of negativity, like you said, Dave. But you've got to go with an open mind. And like I said, they are short-staffed because the hotel's massive. They've not even done a summer yet, so they're still learning and sort of tweaking things. But the hotel's beautiful, and I think if you can go with that open mind that the hotel's amazing, the rooms are brand new, you're going to go in there and smell that sort of new smell. The restaurant might be slow at serving. There might be little teething problems, but go with that open mind, and I think you'll have a great time. Dave at MrTravelOn.com. There you go for your room and villa tours. There you go, Joanne. I'm coming to do a room and villa tours at yours, ain't I? At Penguina. Dave, we met you last November. My kids are still going on about you making them famous. Class act. Where did I meet you, Grizzly? Was it in a hotel or was it out in the street? Bless the kids. Say hello to the kids for me. If you know their names, I'll give them a shout out. Yeah, the case stickers are in the shop. Yeah, we do case stickers. You can get the Mr. Travelon stickers. If you can get them on Mrs. Travelon's shop, diversionlanzarote.com, and if you're coming out, they'll be delivered to your hotel. I'm trying to work on that as well, because for some reason when you put the English address in, it's like €12 postage. So I'm trying to fix that as well. So I'll do that tomorrow. Are you streaming this Sunday live on your YouTube or TikTok? Yes, I'll be on TikTok this Sunday somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. Where was I last week? Playa Blanca. I think I'll be up that way, up by Puerto del Carmen, maybe even Costa de Guise way. There's no gin and tonic in the water, no. Otherwise, I'll be gone. There you go. Extreme Brick Machines. There's Gazzy's channel. Look, got loads of followers he has. Hi Dave, big thank you. Coming to Barcelona, Playa Blanca in 2 weeks. I've watched so many of your videos over the last 3 months. Me and the missus love them. Thank you very much, Ray. I hope you have a fantastic time. And like I said, I think you'll love the hotel. The hotel is stunning. I mean, it is stunning. Guys said Jack, your lad's a beast. I know Jack's going to be a beast. He's going to be huge. Alfie's going to be terrible. He's going to be so. I dread to think. He likes to do the grappling, the real sort of MMA stuff with the guy that does the Kempo. He's like, right, I want to go and do that. I want to do like the rolling around on the floor. I can't stand that. Hi Dave, big thank you for coming to Barcelona. I've done that one. Water Park Aqualava, I think. Okay, Laura, send me an email. I will have a look at that, my darling. Laura, were you looking at the resident? You might have been looking at resident price. Exactly, Laura. You could have been looking at the resident price if it was cheaper. But again, if you drop me the link, I will have a look at that for you. A bottle of posh water in each hand down the gym. Exactly. How are you? Lots of love from Sydney, Australia. Oh my gosh. Hello from Sydney, Australia. How are things in Australia? I hope you're well down under with them big tarantula spiders. I'd love to go to Australia one day. I'm going to get there. Do you think Lanzarote is now your home for life? Probably, Dave. But then again, I don't know. Like somebody asked earlier, do you think the kids will live and work in Lanzarote? If the kids do one when they're older and move away from Lanzarote, I can't see me and Mrs. TravelON just staying here for the sake of it. It would all depend. I mean, the business that I'm in with doing this and doing the excursions, I can sort of be anywhere in the world, you know, as long as I've got my laptop with me and I can do that. I can sort of move around anywhere in the world. Mrs. TravelON would have to give up her business, but hopefully by then, well, we wouldn't need it. So I can't see us just sort of staying here and just, I don't know, getting old here. I'd be itching to maybe get away and, I don't know, get a camper van and do one. But let's see what the kids do. If the kids stay here, then I'm staying here for life. Do you think Lanzarote? Yep, done that one. Well done from another Eddie follower. Good on you, Derek. It's not effing food, is it? No ultra processed, looking good. Thank you very much. Yeah, even Mrs. TravelON has lost. I think she said she'd lost 5 kilos, and it is literally from not so much following Eddie Abu, he's called, black guy. He's so funny. He goes into supermarkets, I've told you this before, and he just points at things and said, this is not fucking food. This is not food. But if you watch enough of his videos, you'll go shopping. I went shopping the other day, and usually I'll come back with bags full of crap. Oh, I better buy them just in case, you know. I'll buy a few biscuits just to keep us going if we're hungry. I'll buy them. And I am literally now looking at the back of things, and the minute I see the word like acid or, I don't know, some really obscure word, and, you know, sodium nitrate and sodium this and that, I'm like, get rid of it. It's not food. It is not real food. And it really does work. He sort of brainwashes you that you go in and you pick it up and you hear his voice saying, put that down and buy real food. I'm like, okay. But he's a legend. And do you know what? I've said this before in my lives. He's getting so much grief from other personal trainers. And why is he getting grief? Because these other personal trainers that are selling courses and selling diet plans and selling this, they make it so complicated that you can't understand it, and you feel like you have to pay for it. Oh, well, I'm going to buy this because it's so complicated, and this guy, he looks like he goes to the gym and works out, and, you know, he's put it all together for me, so it's really simple. It is really simple. Eat real food and don't eat crap processed high fat food and carbohydrates. That is it. And that's all this Eddie is saying. He's saying it very aggressively, but for some people it works. For me, that works, you know. He's just like, eat real food, stop eating crap, and it makes you feel so much better. I went through a stage of feeling a bit sluggish quite a lot and getting a bit of brain fog. And I went and got, well, first of all, I went and got a blood test, which told me that I was allergic to dairy, and I ate loads of yogurts and loads of milk in protein shakes and stuff. So I cut that out. That made it a lot better. And I was allergic to quite a few other things, oranges as well. Not allergic to, but they didn't agree with me. So that helped. And now that we're doing this real food thing, it's working. I've got a lot more energy, I'll be honest with you, and a little bit less brain fog. And come the afternoon, sometimes I'll be like, oh, God, I'm going to have a little nap. So that sort of stopped. Jet2 posted a holiday survey, asked, which social media influencer gives you the good information about your holiday? Of course, Mr. TravelON. Get in there, Paul. Get in there, everybody. Go and find that their survey with Jet2 and put Mr. TravelON, because they might get in touch with me and offer me something. I don't know what they'd offer me. Probably say, do you want to stop at a hotel in Lanzarote? We're watching you at 7:46 a.m. in Sydney. Is it 7:46 a.m. in Australia? How strange is that? Wow, that's unbelievable. That is mad. Like your teddies, yeah, they're my travel teddies. I put them out. Remember, I showed you that. If you were watching last week when I revealed the studio, I showed you the old travel teddies that I used to buy on the planes. So I've got all the planes out now. I've still got a bit of work to do over the weekend with the studio. It makes you look at the shit. Let's have a look. Camper vans, motorhomes and caravans. Worked on them every day. This is why I love Lanzarote. Oh, I love a caravan. I'd love a caravan. Just currently eating a Toblerone. Eddie would not be impressed, Nelly, with you eating a Toblerone. He would tell you off, and he'd be very explicit as well. He'd say, put that effing down. It's not effing food. TravelON Aussie tour. Yes, I'm going to get down to Australia. I missed that Jet 2. Oh, Joanne would have been on that Jet 2 survey, wouldn't she? Dave, you should set up a stall in Lanzarote selling Mr. Posh water. I should get my own water brand, shouldn't I? Posh water, I could call it. I'm just looking at that. Right, God, is that the time already? 9:48. We have been chatting like crazy, haven't we? For some reason, the live chat's not working. 1 second. Let me just have a look. Let me just refresh that chat and see where I am. Oh, God, hang on. I've got a few more here. Do you want me to put a word in with my boss? I don't know if that's for me, Alfie. Are they 1 to 200 models, Dave? I've got a bug for one die-cast planes. They're the cheap ones, Gaz, that you used to buy on the plane. Do you remember? But there are some quite old ones. There's Monarch, Thompson. I've got a Jet 2, not a Jet 2. I've got a Air 2000 Teddy Bear. And I have got a first choice plane as well. So most of them are out of business. And a Thomas Cook plane. Just had a vodka and lemonade. Oh, God, I remember that. I used to drink Jack Daniels by the gallon. You need a BMI or a BMI baby plane. I think I've got... No, I haven't. I've got a Fly B. I've got a Fly B plane. Any funny moments to share when you met Kev the Scotsman, Kev or the Gypsy Souls? No, Rocky. I know Kev the Scotsman likes a good old drink, doesn't he? And I know when he goes over and sees the Gypsy Souls, he has a good old drink. But with me, I only drink water, so I'm boring now, ain't I? And the reason that I don't drink water, because if Kev the Scotsman did come out and I was drinking, I'd have disappeared with him. I'd be out, wouldn't I? I'd still be going now. That's my problem. I couldn't just go out for 1 or 2. Dave, like the Cobra Kai. I am a Cobra Kai fan. Is that popular in Australia? I bet it is. It's popular everywhere, isn't it? I'm Karate Kid. So there you go, guys. I think we've been on for quite a long time. I hope this worked. I'm going to rewatch the video and see what it's like. Let me know. Drop me any comments if you like the fact that I can sort of do this and show you, the different screens and stuff like that. If we're talking about stuff, So the idea is, if you said to me, okay, I'm stopping at the, I don't know, the Farionis hotel, for example, I can bung it in there, look, and we can go all the way down to the Farionis hotel. And my idea is that I can literally show you sort of right outside the front of it. So I can say, there's the Farionis hotel. That's what it looks like. If I could find a way to move around it a little bit quicker, to be honest, I think it'd be a lot better. But I can sort of show you sort of the surrounding areas and stuff like that. So please just drop me a message. I don't know how you do it on here. Either I'll read all the messages or drop me an email, dave@mrtravelon.com, with any feedback. If you like that feature and you think it's something good, or there's something else you want to do on lives, do you want more news? Do you want sort of stuff like that? I quite like this feature where I can sort of show you, look, if you're stopping at the Farionis, look, you can come up here and there's like a little Italian restaurant here. And then when you come up here, this way will take you up to the Biosphere Shopping Centre. And then this way will take you down to the main town. We just passed Burger King there, look. I'd have to go a bit slower, but you've got the Fun Grube, and I can talk about that. This was obviously, the Google car was obviously out at Christmas, look. But it's got the Soho Shopping Centre. Look, you can see the new shopping centre there. That's what it looked like before it was finished. Look, so that wasn't quite built. This must have been not last Christmas, the Christmas before. And the Farionis Player is still being built. But it just gives me the opportunity to sort of show you more of like the Avenida and stuff like that. I mean, it's only a click of a button. So let me know. For me, it's not difficult to do. I'm using this streaming software. I'm limited to a few things, but if it's not good, then just drop me an email. If you say, Dave, I don't like it, just stick to normal chatting crap. I'll, you know, if I get enough people telling me that, I'll do that. But I just thought I'd give something. I just like to be a little bit different than the normal. You know what I mean? The normal people that come on. I thought I'll try something different, and I'm all right with the tech, and we can do all sorts of stuff. You know, we can talk about EastEnders if you want. You know, I'll start watching EastEnders again, and we can talk about the last EastEnders, whatever. So let's see, just catch up on the couple of chats, and then I'm going. Any word if the pool at the Morania has been repaired? Not sure, Thomas. But if I'm up that way on Sunday, I'll have a look. Enjoyed the live chat. Back at Natura Palace later in the year for the 4th time. I've done a video on Natura Palace and saw a room in there, Peppermint. But if you've been there 4 times, you already know what it's like. But I did do a video on there if anybody else wants to see it. Interested in weather, news, price and events and good stream. Thank you very much, Rocky. Everyone's interested in the weather. It's the only thing people blooming ask me. Let's let the dates. Only thing I found is I can't select dates for the aquapark on your website. Maybe just me. No, the aquapark's closed, so it doesn't open until the end of March. So that's why. Or the 1st of April. It's on our website. It's the 1st of April. So that's probably why. Dave, have you been to Serenity lately? No, I haven't been to Serenity lately. But I did a video with another Australian, actually. Maybe you know him. Maybe you're related. I did a video in the hotel opposite and had a little look there. So there you go. So look, I've got to go because Mrs. TravelON will go mad. Thank you very much for being here this evening. We're going to do this every Thursday. Don't forget, I'm on live on TikTok on a Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. I might do some more lives on TikTok as well. I'm not sure. I'm practicing with all this technology, learning different things. Like I said, if you've got any ideas, drop me an email, dave@mrtravelon.com. If you want me to come and do a room tour, dave@mrtravelon.com. If you just want me to come down and have a drink with you, unfortunately, I can't. Because I get a lot of people say, oh, can we meet up? Can you come down and have a drink? I can't say yes to everybody because I would literally spend my whole day going down and meeting people and sitting and having a drink. So if you see me out filming, don't worry about disturbing me, especially if I'm live. Shout at me, scream at me, throttle me, throw things at me, and I'm always going to be grateful and say hello. I'm not going to be like anything other than what I'm like. If you do really want to do something, then if you're stopping in a hotel or an apartment or a villa or anything, I'll gladly come round and do a tour. You don't necessarily have to be on camera, but it does help because that to me is like, I can schedule that into my diary, and to me that's work. So, you know, it's not like I can't come down and see you and have a drink and sit with you for an hour because that's an hour out of my work. You know, if I did that all day, I would get no work done. But I consider that as work, where I would come down. You get a nice little bit of TravelON merch. We get to have a good old chat. You get a good chunk of time as well because it takes time filming, and then we have a little chat on the terrace and that. So that's another way to do that. Or just grab me in the street. And if I've got stickers on me, you'll get a Mr. TravelON sticker as well. That's on the lives. I must start carrying them around because I do get people stopping me and saying, "Oh, can I have a sticker?" But you can get all the merchandise on YouTube as well. You can buy the mugs and stuff like that. I don't make a great deal of money on them, so don't buy them to think, "Oh, I'll help Dave out." I literally have to go with the company that YouTube are sort of partners with. They're called Printable or something, so you can only sort of integrate the shop with that, and I picked the lowest one, so it doesn't actually cost me money to send it to you, but it doesn't make, I think it makes me about 30 or 40 cents a mug, but they're expensive. They're like €17 a mug. I can't do anything about it. That's their price. It's not like they've said, well, our price is 10 and I've gone, whoa, I'll whack 17 on there. I've just gone with the lowest that includes the postage and stuff like that, but they are good quality. Or you can order on Mrs. TravelON's website, which is diversionlanzarote.com. Go to the Mr. TravelON merch bit and you can get it delivered in Lanzarote. So if you're coming on holiday, she will deliver it by hand to your hotel. There you go. So there you go. That's where we're at. So thank you so much. I shall see you in the next one. I don't know how to stop the stream on this software, but I will be watching it back to make sure that it looked good. See you later. Stay safe. Don't let the buggers get you down. And it's Friday tomorrow. It's the start of the weekend. And if you're in Playa Blanca, I will be down at the Carnival Saturday night somewhere. Will I be dressed up? Maybe The Greatest Showman will get broken out again. But to be honest, I can't be bothered. I've already done it. I might just go down plain clothes because it's a lot more comfortable. Let's see. See you later. And I look forward to it.